Ave Maria, everyone. Welcome back to the Roman Martyrology. This is July 19th. The commemoration of Saint Epaphras, who worked a lot for the gospel in Colossae, Laodicea, and Hierapolis, and is called by St. Paul the Apostle a dear collaborator in the ministry, fellow prisoner, and faithful minister of Christ. At Meros in Phrygia, in present-day Turkey, Saints Macedonius, Theodolus, and Tatian, martyrs, who under Emperor Julian the Apostate were placed by the governor Almachius, after many tortures, on burning iron grills, and faced their exultant martyrdom. In the monastery of Anezi along the river Iris in Pontus, also in Turkey, Saint Macrina the Younger, virgin, sister of Saints Basil the Great, Gregory of Nyssa, and Peter of Sivas, who, versed in the Holy Scriptures, retired to a solitary life, an admirable example of desire of God and detachment from the vanity of the world. At Constantinople, Saint Dios, known as the Wonder Worker, Archimandrite, who, originally from Antioch, was ordained a priest in this city, and founded a monastery under the rule of the Achemites. At Rome, at St. Peter's, St. Symmachus, Pope, who, after having suffered for a long time from the fanaticism of the schismatics, finally died a confessor of the faith. At Cordoba, in Andalusia, Spain, Saint Aurea, virgin, sister of the holy martyrs Adolphus and John, who, during the persecution of the Moors, was brought before the judge, yielded out of fear, but immediately repenting, overcame the enemy in a new fight with the shedding of her blood. At Utrecht in Lotharingia, in the territory of the present-day Netherlands, Saint Bernold, bishop, who freed churches and monasteries from the yoke of the powerful, founded many churches, and introduced Cluniac customs into monasteries. In the monastery of Marienburg in Franconia, Germany, Blessed Stella, consecrated virgin. She is buried in the church she founded. At Foligno in Umbria, Blessed Pietro Crisci da Foligno, who, having given all his possessions to the poor, put himself at the service of the cathedral, and lived in great humility and penance in the bell tower. At Chester in England, St. John Plessington, priest and martyr, who, ordained a priest in Segovia and returning to England, was for this condemned to hang under King Charles II. At the village of Luzhuang, near Yingshang, in the Hebei province of China, Saint Johannes Baptista Zuwuri, martyr, who, while still a teenager, openly professed himself a Christian in front of the followers of the Boxer sect, and for this was mutilated in part of his limbs, and then killed with an axe. At the town of Lukun, near the city of Renkin, also in Hebei, the holy martyrs Elizabeth Kin Bianchi and her son Simon Kin Kunfu, 14 years old, who, in the same persecution, strong in faith, overcame all the cruelties of the enemies. At the town of Borolokisnizna in Poland, Blesseds Achilles Pukala and Herman Stepien, priests of the order of Friars Minor Conventual and martyrs, who were killed out of hatred for the faith during the occupation of Poland under a foreign military regime. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. Ave Maria.